Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. I might be looking a little rough in this intro because today we are getting ready together. So grab your coffee, grab your makeup, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so today we're doing, I guess, a little follow-up to a haul I posted recently of a bunch of makeup I purchased. Some of you said that you would like to see a first impression, so that's what we're doing today. So let's just get started. I did purchase a few primers. I purchased the Becca, the Instant Complexion Refresh. This one's supposed to brighten your skin. And I did purchase two from The Ordinary. This one is their silicone primer, and this one's just a fluid primer. This one I think is more towards people who want to conceal pores and kind of mattify your skin, and this one's for a more hydrating finish. So today I think I'm going to do this little combo right here. I'm not as dry as I've been lately, so I want to kind of try this silicone primer because I do have some pores that I want to conceal. And this Becca primer is supposed to brighten your complexion, so we're going to go ahead and go with that. So I guess I'm going to start with, let's see, the Ordinary one. Ooh, this feels really nice. This doesn't feel like a silicone primer at all. This actually feels like a really nice moisturizer. Wow. Oh my goodness, this feels so nice on the skin. I was really expecting this to feel like super, you know how those silicone primers feel? They just feel very, I don't know, they're just not moisturizing me. It's like I put them on my face and I can't even tell I have anything on, but this I do feel just moisturized, and it kind of gave like a slight glow to my skin. Wow, okay, I see. Ordinary. Alright, so I'm going to go in next with this Becca primer. I have not tried this before. I've seen a bunch of people online review this, and it makes their skin look really good, so I'm hoping for the best. The lavender, I guess, tint to this. Lavender usually does brighten your skin, so I'm just going to put this all over because I want to be bright all over. We'll see how this goes. So now that my face is primed, I'm going to let this sink in for a second. I can tell it did brighten my skin quite a bit. It looks very bright. I don't know if it's picking up in camera, but it does give just like a kind of glow from within effect, and I really like the way this is looking. So in the haul I posted, I mentioned I did buy the Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation, and I had tried that before by getting a sample from Sephora, and I like the way that wore, but I wanted this to be kind of a true first impressions on the products that I'm trying. So I actually picked up this e.l.f. foundation from Walmart the other day. I know that people have reviewed this on YouTube, but I haven't really watched many reviews, so I'm really excited to try this because I have no idea how this is going to wear. I don't know what people's thoughts are on it. So it's the Flawless Finish foundation. I will say this, e.l.f. did not have a ton of shades available. I don't think I even counted 10 shades they had available where I purchased this. So hopefully they will come out with more shades in the future. So I'm just going to go in with this today. I'm going to try. I did purchase a beauty blender, an actual beauty blender. I always use sponges. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here. Just waiting. Hopefully I don't have a faulty product. Alright, there it is. It finally came out after like 90 zillion pumps, and I put way too much on, so we'll just dab this all over. I'm just going to pounce this into the skin. So I wanted to film this video last week, but unfortunately I got really sick. I don't know if it was just a cold or a sinus infection. I did go to the doctor, and they said it was not the flu. Thank Jesus, because I really did not want the flu. It's been going around like crazy lately, and it's been really bad this year. So, but it wasn't the flu, but I was under the weather, so I'm just now getting around to filming. And so last night, or yesterday, was Valentine's Day, and I hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. We did. Me and my husband, we sent the baby to the grandparents' house, and we just pretty much hung out at home, and we made chocolate covered strawberries and apples, and pretty much any fruit we had in our fridge we covered in chocolate, just because, I mean, fruit is so much better covered in chocolate. And fun fact about me is that I love Star Wars. I know it's really random, but my husband, we've been together for over 4 years now, and he has never watched Star Wars, and it's just such a big part of my childhood, something I loved, and he had never seen it before. So last night we sat down and we watched the first one, well, not the first, yeah, we watched the first one that ever released, A New Hope. For you guys that are not as nerdy as I am, A New Hope was the first one that was released in the 70s, and so he watched that with me, and we're gonna, he's agreed to kind of, I guess, go through the rest of this week and watch the rest of the Star Wars movies with me, so I'm so excited, because I've actually not watched any of the new ones that have been released within the last few years, because I've been waiting for him to watch the originals with me. So I'm really excited because after we watch the original 6, we're gonna go and watch like Rogue One, all that stuff. So anyway, I'm geeking out all over the place. I probably lost a few viewers talking about Star Wars, but I love Star Wars. What can I say? I'm a nerd at heart. I would say this foundation is a medium finish. It's not, and which I like that. I've been kind of more into the natural skin look lately. It evened out my skin very beautifully. And I think it's an amazing match for me. Wow. Like, I think this matched me to a T. I haven't even brought it down to my neck yet, and you can not really tell a difference. So I'm really impressed with the shade that I picked out, especially since in Walmart you can't swatch foundations. And I'm just building this up. I'm going in with a second layer just kind of on my T-zone here, just because that is where I get the most redness. And I just like to conceal, and right here, it's kind of covered up now and you probably can't see it anymore, but that is not a zit. My child, my son Lane, he's 10 months old. He is in the stage now to where he's just really curious about everything, and so every time I wear glasses and every time I have them on, he just kind of like smacks at my face just because I guess that's the way he's decided he likes to play. And so the other day, his little hands caught my cheek here, or my under eye area, and I have a huge scratch mark under my eye. So it's still shining through, which hopefully we'll be able to get that with concealer. Yeah, this has a very beautiful finish to it. I'm really impressed, and this stuff was only $6, but I plan to wear this throughout the day, so we'll see how this wears. And I am going to bring this down my neck a little bit. I hate seeing that line of demarcation. I just don't think that's cute on anybody. So even though this does match me like phenomenally, I'm still going to bring it down just because I want everything to be even, and I actually just bring it up into my hairline as well and on my ear a little bit, just because I just like a super flawless finish, look, coverage, everything. I like it to be blended, and for that I usually do use a brush, because I don't like to use a beauty blender. I don't think it blends when you're like trying to drag things down your neck and into your hairline. I prefer a brush for that. Alright, the skin is looking good. Like I said, this little spot I have right here is showing through. It's not picking up as much on camera, but I can't see any redness. It evened out my skin really well. My skin is looking very glowy and very healthy, so I'm really liking how this is going so far. So next I'm going to go in with concealer. I did purchase 2 shades of the Catrice Camouflage Concealer from Ulta. Let's see, I got the shades Light Natural and Porcelain. I'm thinking Light Natural might be my shade. Actually, you know what? I don't know what my shade's going to be, so we're going to mix them. I'm really hoping that these do not crease on me. Like I said in my haul, I, to this day, have not found a concealer that does not crease on me. As I'm putting this on, I do see that it's oxidizing just slightly, but I'm just going in with a damp beauty blender, and I'm blending this out under my eye. And yeah, this is doing a good job of covering up that little spot underneath my eye right here, so I think we're going to be good with that. I'm just going to go back in with that spot right there again. And a little tip for you guys, I use this a lot with my clients. If you ever have a blemish or anything and you want it to cover, it's best to use your fingertips, because it actually warms the product, and it kind of, I guess, just does a better job of covering a blemish or any spot that you want to conceal. So to set our under eye and the rest of our face, we're going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. Oh, that's a mouthful. But I'm so excited to use this powder. It is very expensive, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. I'm praying that it will. And this is starting to crease. I didn't set this concealer right away, so of course it's creasing on my under eye. And I'm looking down into my mirror, so that has a lot to do with it creasing. But we're going to go ahead and set it. I'm going to just use a brush. Some people like to bake, but I find that I have very dry under eyes, so I just lightly set my under eyes, and I feel like it does best by just using a powder and a brush and just lightly setting, because if I bake, I find that I get that very, even if it's with a great translucent powder like with the Laura Mercier or the Cover FX, anything really. I always get that white cast under my eyes, and throughout the day it kind of breaks up after I bake, and it's just not a good look for me. So I just go in with powder, and you guys, this is so, oh my goodness, this is just setting my under eye beautifully. I can already tell it just looks amazing. Like it took away the creasing of that concealer, and it feels so soft on my skin. Oh my goodness, wow. I'm just gonna continue to set that. And so for the rest of my face, I'm just gonna go in with a powder brush and just lightly set. I don't like to put too much powder on my nose because I feel like it emphasizes the pores. I do try to use pore strips on my nose pretty often, but I just feel like that's one of those things on my face that just, no matter what I do, my pores always look so huge. I've never in my life gotten a facial, but I'm starting to consider it lately because I feel like my makeup looks so good throughout the day, and then on my nose everything starts to break up and look red, and then my pores just start looking clogged. So I'm just going to lightly set my nose because I don't want that to look too cakey, because that's one area on my face that can look really rough really quick. So my face is set. Oh my goodness, this powder, my skin, I swear, feels like 90% softer after putting that powder on. It just feels like baby skin. I'm trying not to touch it too much just because I don't want to mess anything up, but wow, this stuff, first impressions, it's a hit. This might be a new holy grail product for me. So before I move on, I'm going to go ahead and draw on my eyebrows. I did purchase a new product, the Wonder Brow Gel. I purchased this from Ulta. It's supposed to be waterproof and not move, so I'm really hoping that this does a good job, because I find that my brows sometimes get wiped off throughout the day. I have an issue with touching my face. If I'm moving my hair out of my eyes or something like that, and my hand touches my brow, sometimes it gets smeared or something like that. So I'm hoping this stuff really is budge proof like it claims to be. It comes with this little like painty type brush, so I'm definitely not putting that all over my brows. So I'm just taking just a small angled brush, and I'm getting the product on there. And you guys, I for years had the 90s eyebrow look, and I'm still in the process of growing back my eyebrows. So this is super easy, I find, to fill in. I'm filling in, and it's blending really well. And actually, I think the color does match my brows pretty well. I usually like to go a little bit darker with my brows, but this is doing a pretty good job. Alright, one brow down. So you guys, sound off in the comments and let me know what you did for Valentine's Day last night. Did you hang out with your boyfriend, your husband, your gal pals? What did you guys do? I found that me and my husband never really know what to do. We just wind up grilling out at our home pretty much every year. Last year I was super pregnant and I don't even remember what we did. I think we might have gone to Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is only like 45 minutes away from the town we live in Alabama. Alright, so this brow gel I think is looking pretty good. It was super easy to apply. So since this product is gel based, I'm not going to apply any gel to my brows like I usually do. You know, sometimes when you feel like your brows are just sticking to your face, that's how this product is making them feel, and I'm here for it. So next we're moving on to eyes, and I did purchase the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is an OG product for YouTube. I know you guys have probably seen a million reviews on this palette, but I wanted to go ahead and purchase it. I did swatch a few shades, and they swatched really beautifully. So today I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to my eyes. So before I start, I always like to prime my eyes. I'm using the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. And I also like priming with the Paint Pot because it's not as thin as a concealer, so it doesn't crease as much on me. So to soften my primer, I always like to go in with a cream colored shade. So I'm going to start with this shade right here. It's called Tempera. I hope I'm saying that right. So I'm just going to start, and we're just going to go all over the lid with this shade. Ooh, it's pretty pigmented. But I am noticing as I'm dipping into the shade, there is a ton of fallout on this palette. Next, I'm going to go in with this transition shade in Raw Sienna. This is a really pretty shade. It's blending out really well too. Again, this shade did have a bunch of fallout when I went in with my brush, but it's blending out beautifully, so I don't really mind it. So I'm just building up this crease color. I really like the way it's looking. It's a very beautiful color. And today I'm trying to keep my eyeshadow more rounded as opposed to the cut V look, just because I do like more of the doe-eyed effect when it comes to my shadow. I tend to not do a winged eyeliner on myself very much just because, like I said, I like the doe effect, and plus I have a love-hate relationship with applying winged eyeliner. To be honest, I've only had one bride in my entire career ask for winged eyeliner on her day off, so it's just not something I do very often on myself. It's just not my style, I guess, for every day, and my clients don't ask for it very much, so it's still a struggle for me whenever I do it. It literally takes me like a year to apply a winged eyeliner to myself, so I tend to just like the rounded out look just because I think it's easier, and I think it complements my eye shape a little more. So that transition color is on, and I think that looks very beautiful. Next, I think I'm going to go in with this orangey shade here in the corner. It's called Realgar. Realgar. Y'all, I'm just going to be butchering these names all throughout this video, so please forgive me. So I'm just going to take this on a more dense blending brush. Yeah, there's a ton of fallout on here. And I'm just going to more precisely throw this into my crease. I really want this to be a more warm eye look, so we're just going to throw this orange shade in. This is really pretty. And I'm bringing the shade all the way into my inner corner just to create more of a halo effect. Okay, so now that we're looking real crazy and really unblended, I'm going to go back in with that original brush, and I'm just going to not put any product on this and go over the edges and just blend this out into that transition color just to make it very seamless. I love these colors. It's looking like a sunset on my eyelids. So for the next shade, I do want to darken up the outer corner, so I'm going to go in with this shade Cypress Umber, just to add a little dimension to the outer corner. Now I like to go in with a very, very tiny precision brush just because I feel like it gets the product exactly where I want it, and then I can just blend it out later, even though it looks super crazy at first. And the key with this is that you want to kind of hold it at the end and go in very light-handedly, because with a precision brush it does put it exactly where you want it, but it also, by holding it at the end and very lightly, it just makes sure it applies a lot more seamlessly. Okay, so this look just got way more dramatic than I ever planned on it being, but we're gonna go with it. So now I'm just gonna take a brush with no product on it, and I'm gonna blend out that dark shade that we just applied on the outer corners. I am finding that this shade is a little harder to blend out, but then again it is a lot darker, so it might take a few minutes of blending here. Do you guys have that one eye that always does exactly what you want to do, and then the other eye just goes crazy? I feel like that's this eye for me, and then the other one just, it never does what I want it to do. It's insane. Alright, now that I just spent 9 years blending this out, I think we are good to go. So now that we're to this point, I do want to go into one of the new Stila liquid eyeshadows that I've purchased. And I think I'm going to go in with this shade Kitten Karma here that's swatched in my hand. I think that would look the best with this look right now. So I'm not really sure how to approach this situation. I never use liquid shadows, so I'm just going to kind of make sure I have a really thin amount of product. And I'm just going to start by applying it to my lid and just carving out my lid just with a little applicator that it comes with. Wow, guys, these are so glittery. Wow. Okay, this is gorgeous. Okay, I'm just trying to get this to dry now. Ooh. These are sparkly. Oh my gosh. I love it. You guys, I never wear anything this shimmery on my eyelids, so I'm really excited about this. I'm going to kind of mix the red ochre and raw sienna shade and blend this out a little bit, just because I don't like harsh lights anywhere. So I'm just adding a little more of that red ochre shade here in the corner. I want this look, like I said, to stay pretty warm. So for eyeliner today, I'm just going to go in with the Tattoo Liner from Kat Von D. I'm just going to draw a thin line, nothing crazy. So then what I like to do with my eyeliner is I like to go in with a flat precision brush, and then I just dip into the darkest shade in the palette, which is this Cypress Umber shade. And I just blend out my eyeliner like that, just because I feel like it makes it look more seamless and it blends it into the eye look a little better. And I am noticing once I put my eyeliner on. I did get a little bit of shadow here on the inside of my nose. So what I do is I always just dust that off. You never want to wipe when you have fallout. You never want to wipe it. You always take a brush and you want to just lightly dust your under eye. For a highlight shade on my brow bone, I'm actually going to go in with this shade Vermeer. Seriously, they made these names just so people would butcher them when they're trying to pronounce them, I swear. Oh, so pretty. And I'm going to pop a little bit of the shade in the inner corner here. So now I'm going to go back in with that Cypress Umber shade, and I'm going to get really close to my lower lash. I've never put actual eyeliner underneath my eyes just because I don't like how harsh it looks. So I just go in with a little bit of shadow on a flat definer brush, and I just put it really tight to my lower lash line. And then I dip into my transition shade, and I just blend it out with a pencil brush. So now for mascara, I'm going to go in with the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. That is a long name. Goodness. Okay, so I was thinking that today was going to be a no false lashes day, but the eyes kind of got a little more dramatic than I originally planned, so I think we need to go in with some lashes. Alright guys, lashes are on. I went ahead and applied these lashes from Huda Beauty. They're in the style Farrah. And so yeah, I think it brings this look up a notch or two. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to finishing the rest of the face. I'm going to use this Hourglass Ambient Light Powder in Luminous Light to just kind of dust all over my face and give me a nice highlighty glow. The foundation is still looking really pretty on my skin. It's not creasing too bad. I do see some creasing in my forehead, but as I do my eyeshadow, I'm always like raising my forehead, and I feel like, and I'm just highlighting everywhere with this, I'm always raising my forehead whenever I'm doing my eyeshadow, so I feel like it's just really easy for anything to settle into my lines up there. I refuse to get Botox just because it scares the crap out of me. So plus I'm only 25 years old. I mean, I don't need Botox yet. It just brings a nice glow to your face. It really does look like a glow from within type of powder, so it's really easy. I mean, I was going in very heavy with this stuff, and I still felt like I could build it up and look a lot more glowy. Yeah, this is doing a really great job of just giving a subtle glow. So I like that. If you want something super intense, that's not the powder for you. That literally is, like I said, I could use this as a face powder just to set over my setting powder, just to give myself a radiant glow from within look. So I mean, I think it's very beautiful. So next I'm going to contour and bronze a little bit with my favorite butter bronzer. It's my favorite bronzer of all time, drugstore, high-end. I have not found anything to beat this. For my skin tone, this is just the perfect shade. So we're just going to go in really nice and blend it. I don't like a super sharp contour just because I already have a pretty narrow face, so I don't like to look super chiseled. So as I'm doing my contour, I usually do like to blend it in circular motions. So now for nose contour, I'm going to be using my C523 from Crown Brush. It is my favorite brush to contour my nose with. And I don't contour my nose every day, but I figured we're already super glam, so might as well just go for it. So once I've given myself a makeup nose job, I will go in and I will just blend that out with a small fluffy brush. And then I'm going to go in with this Flower Beauty blush in the shade Warm Hibiscus that I just purchased. Yeah, this looks like it has a bunch of glitter in it, but it's not coming off once you apply it. It's very pretty. So now what I'm going to do, since my makeup is not looking as blended as I want it to, I go in with what's called a buffing technique. Some people call it veiling. I call it buffing. I just go in with my translucent powder, and I take a powder brush and I literally go in over my entire face, and I just buff the crap out of everything I just put on it. This just literally blends everything together, and I like the look to where you can't tell where your bronzer, powder, or blush or anything begins or ends. I I think that just looks so beautiful, especially for my brides. Whenever you're wanting a nice balance of looking good in pictures but also in person, this just gives your face just the flawless finish that you need for pictures, but also it helps you look just very seamless in person. So I've kind of adopted it for my everyday makeup routine. So the next thing we're going to be trying out is the Master Chrome highlighter from Maybelline. It's their pink shade. Let's see, it's called Molten Rose Gold. Ooh, I really love this shade. In my video where I did the haul, I swatched this for you guys, and as you can see, it was very pink, but whenever I am applying it to my cheekbones, it is not coming off super pink. I mean, I can see a pink sheen, but it is not super intense like it is when you swatch it. You always want to give yourself a highlighter mustache. Now that they can see me from outer space, let's move on to the lips. Now for lips, I did purchase these Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink liquid lipsticks. And for today's look, I think I'm going to go in with this shade Seductress. I do have the shade Amazonian, but I think it'll be a little too heavy because we went a little dramatic with the eyes. I mean, we're not too dramatic, but I live for these mauvey pinky shades. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with my MAC Subculture pencil. It is my ride or die. Okay, so going in with this lip color. Yes, this is my kind of color. I like to actually go in with a gloss most of the time. I purchased this e.l.f. gloss the same time I purchased the foundation. I have applied this gloss once. I did a little Valentine's Day tutorial on Instagram and I applied this. I didn't wear it all day because I just took it off right after the video. So I haven't really worn this all day to see how it wears, but I am going to go ahead and apply this over this liquid lipstick just because I like the look of a glossy lip. These glosses are really nice. This is a really good and affordable option. I don't remember how much these were. I know it was under $5, so this is a really good product. And like I said, this is from e.l.f. So now I'm going to set my face with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Yes! Alright friends, this is a completed look. I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me / first impressions video. And if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future content. And also you can smash that bell so you're notified of any new videos that are posted on my channel. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye!